Hello guys. Yeah, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Johnston Mozak, and welcome. Today I want to talk about this option that people have been asking me about, academic writing, how you should start. Is it legit? Is it actually paying? Because we have been having some issues because of people are coming up with new strategies on how people should register, and they're given some jobs, then they're scammed. So today I want to take you through about what it entirely entails, that is the academic writing, and let's see, we'll have to break it down so that every aspect of the academic concept, that most of the questions that have been asked, I'll have to cover them. So guys, for the new subscriber, kindly consider hitting the button of subscription, and make sure that you like the video, you can share. And for those who have my returning clients, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate. So far so good where we are. So we know that we also have one goal, that is the roadmap to 1K subscribers. So guys, support me. I really appreciate, as we will be having this journey, and I promise you we'll have very good, interesting stories to do in this particular channel. So basically, academic writing, if you are a beginner, there are some of the things that you will have to have. That is the basics that you'll have to have. So we have the basics, that is the career-wise basics, and we also they have the physical equipments that you will need. So this is a story that I have been working in for a very long time. So I'm talking from experience. So in academic writing, basically, it's all about writing it's just about writing of non-fiction actually assignments, and you have to submit them. So it's not necessarily have to be a fiction. So this academic writing, I think, is different from the article and e-booking, and maybe uh, writing an article and publishing it. So this is basically academically. So when you hear the concept academic, so you have to understand that this is a piece of paper or the piece of work that you will have to do, and you have to submit it basically to a given institution for some marks, and I think it's part of the part and parcel of higher education requirement. So academic writing, in basically, when I'm talking about the concept, let me see the context, I can break it down to basically in Kenya. I'm talking about now Kenya. So if you are a Kenyan, I think this video is best for you. So this everything that I've been going to give out is for the beginners when you're in Kenya. So academic writing, for me, I'll consider it as a very, very good job that if you venture into it, I don't think if you'll have to regret. Because now it doesn't require a lot of resources to start. If I can compare it basically with starting a business in Kenya. Now we talk about the very busy. That's the heart of Africa, Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya. If you have like 20,000 or 30,000, you cannot start a business that is equally can give you the income that you want to survive in Nairobi, because this is a very busy, and the economy here it's very growing. So, but academic writing, it's a bit nice because one, most of the concept, most of the papers that you're doing or your work is basically not based in Kenya, but there are options. You can get some option. There are some people who can give you that job, and they are local. So in academic field, that is the discipline. In this discipline of academic, we can consider it as we consider those jobs as local jobs. So if you have a student, maybe there's a student who is taking masters and is working, and so he might be busy. You will not be, and I will not be taking. He will not have the equally a good time to research the job and to submit to the supervisor, he can consider hiring you, and you negotiate the price so that you do the job, then he or she make the payment. So basically, for a beginner, you really have to have three very important things. One, you have to have a phone is very important in this field, because one, if you don't have a phone, people will not reach you, and a phone is a critical thing. That's a very important thing that you have to, everybody basically, you need, if to survive in any situation, in any environment, you have to have a phone. People can reach you, can they can actually easily reach you, not necessarily looking for you physically. So you have to have a phone. Two, you have to have a laptop, or you can have a laptop, or you can also have a desktop. So I hope you understand. A laptop is portable, and the desktop is actually not portable. You cannot work with your desktop. So if you have a laptop, that is the second thing that I think you should have, and it's very crucial for this job. Three, you have to have an internet. Yeah, so those are the three basic things that if you have them, you can easily start up writing, and it will be very successful for you. One, why do you have to have a phone? Now you see, a phone is very important in this job, because one, this job is all about reliability. So you must be reliable. You must be reached. So an if you have a job, maybe that is when I'll talk about the how you going to get a jobs and everything. But now, assuming, no, we will be talking about that later in this session. Assume you have a job. Maybe you have been given a job, and you have done, maybe let's say you've been asked to write 2 page or 3 page, and you have finished your job, finished it and sent it to your client. So then might be the client can send it to the supervisor, and the supervisor may get back to the client, to the student, and ask, I think you have to do 1 2 3. I want to change the one, do this, remove this, add this, and do this. So the client will have to reach out to you. So you must be reliable, and the best possible way and easily way that the client can easily reach you is via phone. So that is why a phone is very important. Two, this why you need a laptop is because you see, now you are doing your work. Basically, it's writing. So in most of the papers, most of the work that you do here is basically done on Word documents. That is now if it's not a technical job, you have to write it on Word document. People will ask you, want you to do a 2 page, 3 page, you must write it on a Word document. So the most important, the most compatible equipment that actually have this that carries Microsoft Word is the laptop. So if you have a laptop, it is very important for you. You can easily type, and it's faster in typing, and compared to when you can be using the tablets and maybe a phone. Yeah, so, and the internet. Now the third thing is the internet. The internet is also very important, because you see, now when you have your job, remember, if somebody is giving you a job that you have never been into their classes, so you have to research. And for you to equally research well, that is now to research the concept, the papers, and everything very well, so that you can address the question, you really have to have the internet that is stable and very strong. Because one, you can have an assignment that really needs you to have a voice conference or a video conference for the student. So those are the things that you have to need to have, so that you can easily start. So as you can see, we have captured only three important equipments. So when you have your phone, you have your laptop, and you have the internet, you are good to go. Uh, I think in Kenya here, internet nowadays is not a problem. Laptop, you can easily get a laptop as low as at 6,000, even 10,000, or as low as even 5,000. If you have, you can get your laptop. So if you don't have and you are interested in this and you want a laptop as low as 10,000, you can also DM me. I will give you my email in the comment section so that you can contact me and we can arrange that. So those are the things that you will have to need. So when you have you have them, if you have now the three things that now they are very important, we will now then the next thing that I'm going to cover is now how do you get started. So you already have your equipment. So what do you do? How will you get connected to the clients? How do you get the jobs now that you have the equipment? So the next thing, because your ultimate goal in this process all is how do we make money out of this academic writing? So the first thing that you have to do first is you have to get the idea, the concept. So how do you write? How do you write? So if you don't know how to write and you have your laptop, you have your phone, you have your internet, then you're good to go. Same as this video that I'm giving you, it's equally very important as the training itself. So the first thing is you have to research and go about how do you write. We have different type of writing. So when we venture into writing, we have different type of papers that you can be given. So remember, this is a job that you can be doing, and you will be answering some question. You'll be doing some assignment from as low as high school to PhD level. So you know that now that you have the levels of education. So if you have a high school and you have the PhD level, so you automatically know that the level of requirement that will be given is not equally the same as a high schooler and a PhD student. So basically in high school papers, you are given to write an essay or some maths, a multiple question, that is the MCQ, and you can be given a short answer questions, those short essay questions. So basically you have to understand how do you write an essay. So you have to know that an essay, basically it must have an introduction, body and conclusion. So most of the papers that when you are dealing with academic writing, you'll have to cover the essays. Most of the papers, mostly the essays. So what guides a paper what guides a paper is the referencing style that the client might be giving out. So you might find that a paper that needs to be formatted in a different angle must have a different, every essay has a different format based on the requirement of the references that is given. So we have different type of references. So we have, for example, we have Emile, we have APA, we have Chicago, we have Harvard, just to mention a few, of which I will cover them later in the same session. So when you have already understood how you can write, so that comes in when now you already have the equipment. Now the second thing is now the training. So all the steps of writing and doing what you have to do, what is needed here, what is not supposed to be done here, what you have to include on this, and what is supposed to be here at what time and when, that comes in the training session. So we normally do trainings also. That is, now if you are interested in academic writing, we normally do trainings, but we have two types of trainings that we capture apparently. We normally do that is online, and if you are around Nairobi, we normally do also face to face. if you are in Nairobi and interested, you can come at our place here, just Wandani. Then we do our training face to face. But if you are far and you're interested, we can have our Zooms, and we take you through the training process of how you should know how you do get started in writing. So that is the second step actually that you have to take for you to start earning. So after you have uh, learned everything that is required, that is now in the training session. The next thing now is now actually now going to the job, because now you already have the skills. If you have the skills and you have the knowledge, then what next is now you to do to convert your skills to what? To money. So that is the second step, and I actually think that is the last. The last you can say is enjoying the money that you make, but importantly is how you make the money. So after you have gained the experience and the skills, now the next thing is now you to be connected to the job. You are now connected to the job market. So in the job market, we have different type of employers depending on the type of source of the job that the client, the employer is giving out. So basically, most of the options that we have currently here and they are available and trusted is now if you get somebody who has owns an account. We have different type of writing accounts. You can just Google that online, you can get. But there are also others that are scammers. But you have to be very careful on how you go through the process. But also you have to understand that any legit uh, writing website, it will take you through the steps that you are required to take to undergo so that you get that account. So in Kenya, mostly people uses accounts, but apparently uh, nowadays they are not paying well, but they are equally important. They are equally good also. You can buy an account uh, and you start writing, because those accounts they normally give you jobs when you have successfully passed the test of the website. You are given the access to the dashboard where you can see the available jobs, uh, which one that you can handle. So it's upon you to take the one that you can handle, and at what time, depending on the deadline of the student requirements. So now after you have been you are now want to be connected to an employer. So the important thing that you have to consider is what are you supposed to be paid. Mostly when we are doing here, like in Kenya, people pay around 400 to around let's say 300, 500, depending on the urgency of the paper. So if the paper is very urgent, I think the price of that particular paper is higher compared to the paper that has a longer time. So because at least the paper that has a longer time, you can take your time, you can research, you do it slowly, or actually you can actually schedule yourself. But an urgent paper is you have to stop wherever you're doing and attend it immediately. Yeah, so that is why it is treated as an urgent, and that is why it has some uh, it's charged higher compared to the normal price. So so when you are connected to an employer, these are the things that you have to make sure that you ask first before you get committed to a contract, because outside here people are not real. They are not people are not necessarily, they're not true. You might find somebody telling you that I have some jobs, I will be doing for you a job, or I will give you jobs, but after you deliver the job, they don't pick your calls, you don't communicate, so you remain stuck there, and you already worked. Maybe the client got the money and they paid. No, you can't know. So you have to be very careful, and that is why I insist that if you want to be connected to an employer, make sure that you meet that employer. Know at least some background information about the guy, where you can find him, where is the office located, so that in case of anything, at least you have the physical address that you can reach out to that guy. So that is the procedure that you have to consider. Another thing is, ask them how much they paying price. That is, normally we call it at CPP. That is the price. That is cost per page. So that is the cost per page. That is CPP. So cost per page. How much are you paying per page? So that when you are signing a contract with that guy, so you know that when I'm doing one page, we agree that any one page that is, it's a normal rate, it's this price. And if it is urgent, it's this price. And if it is not, and you have to make sure that you agree before you sign that contract, or you go into business with anybody. So that is also very important. Yeah, so you have to consider that. So the next thing that I think now you have to capture, and it's very vital for you as a beginner to make sure that you don't get scammed here, is uh, you can go to, when you go to just in Google and look for like article academic writing accounts, and they are basically based in Kenya. Most of them, I don't think if they have the credibility to pay. But whenever you are going through the the interview process, that is the interview process that is given on academic for you to own an account. If they ask you to pay the money, you just know that that is a scam. But if they don't ask you for the money, you can go through the process, because what it basically need is actually they're testing their skills. That is the grammar, the writings, and what the reference styles. So if you know those and you can take through the procedure, you will be successful, and they will open for your account for free. No payment of money that is required for a legit website that can easily pay you. Yeah, so that is what you have to understand. So I actually wanted to show you what you have to make sure that you capture in academic writing. Very important. Academic writing, it is basically based on the reference styles that are used. So the first thing that I want you to do is consider looking for different type of references that are used. So when you know the type of references, because basically most of the professors and most of the supervisors normally look for how you are accrediting your work, because you see, this is a research. If it's not basically from your own, it's not your original work, you have to make sure that you are crediting the owner